Welcome to today's little day in my life vlog. I am currently in a small town in sort of northeastern BC, and I am here for a whole month to do my family medicine rotation. I've been here for around a week and a half, and it actually hasn't been as big of an adjustment as I thought it was going to be. The drive up here was a whole day affair. It was an 8-hour drive in a rental car, and now that I'm here, it's so peaceful and quiet. I feel like in the city sometimes you get overstimulated with everything that's there. There's so many different plans you can make, which is really exciting for someone who is just in her 20s, but at the same time, being here really makes you stop, take a break, and focus on some of the goals that you have because there's nothing else to do. So for this month, I've really been working on trying to get enough sleep and then waking up early to do a slow morning routine. I feel like I've talked about it in previous videos, but I feel like it is such a difficult habit for me to maintain. I'm definitely guilty of waking up 10 minutes before I need to leave and doing the bare minimum before I'm out the door, but I find that I always just feel a lot better when I'm not stressed, I can take my time, and I'm able to properly fuel my body with food and do my makeup before I'm out the door. So I've been pretty consistent with it over the past 8 days. It feels good to not feel like I'm hustling every single moment of the day. Current community that I'm staying at, I'm not going to share the name just yet. I'm going to wait until I leave to give more details, just because by the time you see this video, I'm probably still going to be here. So the population of this town is 1,000 people, but there's actually more amenities than I thought there would be. There's two major town centers around 600 kilometers apart, and this is one of the bigger stops along the way where you can fill up for gas, take a break for the night, and so there are some restaurants and fun things like that. It hasn't been as isolating as I thought it was going to be. So now makeup is done, and let's go make some breakfast. Finished up morning clinic, and today I was on walk-ins, so I saw 6 people, sent some people for x-ray and blood work, and then I also did my first ever intra-articular, which means inside the knee joint injection. So every day there's normally 2 to 3 doctors working here, and then there's one person who does walk-in and emergencies, and then one person who sees regular scheduled appointments. So for walk-ins, there's a maximum of 18 people that they accept just because of time constraints and resources. So it's first come, first serve, whoever's here at opening. So we had a full 18 today. It was a pretty busy morning, but we were quite efficient because I still have quite a while for lunch. So let's go. This is the room that I've been working in. There's an examination table, blood pressure machine. Then I have a little desk here with some supplies up top. Also for my little outfit of the day, the sweater is brand new Velvo, bottoms are fakes, and I'm wearing Hoka Bondi 8s. Oh my god, it's so adorable. Wait, this is the closest it's come to me ever. Please don't bite me. Please don't bite me. Stop, baby. I got some cat food for that cute little cat a few days ago. So, oh. Perfect. Okay. Oh my god, this is so cute. Last time I fed it, it took 30 minutes to trust me. But look at that. That's adorable. So yeah, I have no idea if it's a stray or if it belongs to someone. It looks pretty well fed and well groomed. But I've just been feeding it this little treat that I got at the store. Does this mean it's happy or mad at me? Honestly, most days when I come home from work, all I want to do is just curl up into bed, but I'm running my first ever half marathon in 2.5 weeks, and my longest run before race day is going to be this weekend. So I want to make sure that I'm feeling my best, and that's why I've got myself up out to go do today's recovery run. I'm thinking of just doing a loop around town, somewhere between 4 to 6 kilometers, and normally when I run, I wear these Fast and Free leggings from Lululemon. I'll carry bear spray in one of my pockets, and then the other side is for keys, gels, my phone, and there's a pocket in the back for water. I also did get the Open Shocks minis a while back, and I think they're great, especially when I'm running in more remote areas so I can listen for cars or any animals. I also made a little running playlist the other day, which I'll link below.
I could be anywhere, doing anything, seeing anyone, but why are you in my head? No second guess, every second thought, where the setup is.
This after a long day.
But I'd rather be with you. Oh, I'd rather be with you.
Actually a day later because my camera battery died, but I'm just gonna like pretend that this is one day. I made some fried rice yesterday. I didn't do that good of a job because it's sort of mushy, but we make do. This is my meal prep for the day. I also had it for lunch. Normally my days are pretty boring. Like after dinner, I'll just like curl into bed with some tea and either watch a show with my boyfriend or go on YouTube. I would love in the ideal world to like do some studying in the evening, be a little bit productive. But most of the time, I do not. Most of the time, I just curl into bed. My sleep schedule is better than it has ever been. And right now, I'm at a phase where I'm not involved in really many projects at all, or if I am, it's like not my turn to do the work. So it's been nice to just have less responsibilities and be able to feel like I'm taking a breath. One interesting thing that did happen in the afternoon was we had a kid who broke their wrist while riding on their bike. And so with those types of fractures, you have to reduce them and generally give them some sort of sedation so it's like less painful before you cast it. But apparently for these types of fractures in the big city, normally you would actually call orthopedics to come down and do it. But obviously in a small rural town, you just have these family doctors. And as a family doctor, your scope of practice is so much wider than it would be in an urban center. Like you're essentially in charge of the emergency department as well. I feel like I've always just taken for granted being able to access like a hospital or even like lab tests. But here, after 4 p.m., the lab people go home, so you actually have to call in the person for any labs or x-rays and stuff like that. Versus in the urban center, like, you don't even blink twice before just putting in that order. One of the nurses at the clinic makes her own teas, so I bought this from her. It's the Calm tea. It has these ingredients, and she just started selling them like in town, and I absolutely love this. This has been my recent go-to. I've just been brewing a cup every evening, and it's been a great way to end the day.
Every night I try to love, but your heart is with a slave. All my tears, they fall like rain, yet you leave me here alone. I give you all I have inside. You pretend it's all pretend. Your empty eyes, they break me down. Will this torment never end? Endless pain, it's all I know. Hurt me more.
The last last thing that I've been doing right before bed is just reading a chapter of my book. Currently I'm reading When the Body Says No, The Hidden Cost of Stress. It's by a physician and it talks about like the correlation between stress and certain chronic conditions, and I think it highlights lots of key points that are important about like stress management, and that's something that I feel like everybody can work on and that I'm really trying my best to get better at. I think I already do a pretty good job with like journaling, exercise as like modes of relieving some negative tension, but there are other small habits that I would like to incorporate into my everyday routine just for some more mindfulness and like connecting with my body. This seems like it's educational for school, but really it's more for personal interest, and I guess it's also sort of relevant. I do have a goal of reading 20 books by the end of this year, and this is, in fact, only my second one, but even a little bit is better than nothing, and there's still lots of time for me to hit that goal. So I believe I am on chapter 8. So